No, just finished sorting out some dinner there, getting everything ready. I've made like my own version of takeaway kebab. I love takeaway kebabs. Don't need to be drunk for them, you know. But used a combination of chicken, which I marinated in curry tikka spices. Got some vegetarian kebab meat, and then I bought this doner kebab meat from Iceland, frozen stuff. I've never had it before. It smells alright, and I just tasted it, and it tastes pretty authentic. So all good there. It's been a while since I've actually done a blog post. I had actually recorded a few videos, but I don't know. I didn't upload them. Don't know why. But yeah, thought it's about time that I do one. So we're all good here. My girls finished up for school. They had amazing reports from school. So super proud of them, really proud of them. I've always had the philosophy of, as long as my girls are trying and the teachers say that they're trying, and as long as they're being polite and as long as they're being lovely people, I can't ask for any more, you know. I really struggled in school. Really hated school. I think I struggled quite a bit. I was and am dyslexic to a degree. More around maths and numbers, to be honest. Words and my sort of creativity with writing stories and everything like that was great. But when it came to spellings of certain words and things like that, it was very difficult for me. And I almost feel like it was something like, you know, I hear stories of people that were writing with their left hand and were forced into using their right hand to write. I felt like I was forced with my dyslexia to try and come up with ways around my difficulties. That's not to say that there was ever a cure for dyslexia and that it ever got better, but there were certain patterns of words that I recognized. So I wasn't necessarily spelling the word because I knew how to spell it. I started to learn how a word looked more than how a word was spelt and things. So, but yeah, I hated school. I hated the teachers. Teachers never really liked me, and I hid behind like a mask of humor, which I still do to this day. Actually, if I'm nervous or uncomfortable, I would sort of deflect things by using humor. So yeah, so my girls, their reports came home, and it was everything I hoped for, you know. Trying really hard, good results as well, some really nice results, and that they're just lovely people, basically. That's what the teachers said. So really pleased with them. So they're on holiday now, which is kind of weird, you know, going from homeschooling and them being here, not necessarily in class, to, oh, now you're on holiday. It's a bit weird, but I think they're happy, and it sort of helps me and my wife in some ways as well, because you know, it's been difficult trying to juggle working from home and sort of homeschooling. And I got to be honest, in the last sort of couple of months, the girls, they moved their schoolwork from being, you know, some time in the morning and time in the afternoon to trying to get it all done in the morning instead. And that meant that, as that was the core time that I worked, my wife did majority of the homeschooling with the girls. We worked very well as a team, to be honest. You know, I've always been more of a house husband, in that I love doing cooking, so I would cook the dinners. I would try and do as much of the tidying and washing as I can, try and keep on top of things. So with the girls now, not needing to be going through the homeschooling thing, it means that my wife can sort of focus and get a lot of her work done, and I can do my work without feeling guilty, because I always felt incredibly guilty while I was sort of hidden away in the front room working away, and I would, you know, often hear some of the struggles my wife was going through, because homeschooling's not that easy. And also my oldest daughter is, I think she's 12, she's 11. That's awful, isn't it? But she's whatever age she is, going on 16. So yeah, you can imagine that there's certain times when my wife and her butt heads. So yeah, we're in the final stretch with the project now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks essentially now for people to share their stories with me. So I did one final sort of surge yesterday where I put the invite to be part of the book on all of the Facebook groups that I'm part of, and as many of the people on Instagram as I could find that I believe do have dystonia, based purely on at a glance with the profile and anything that people have written as part of their bio. That resulted in, so far, something like 10 stories came in yesterday alone, which is fantastic, and many people saying that they would like to share their stories for the book, which is brilliant. So after that, other than these sort of updates and blogs, I'm kind of looking forward to sort of taking a step back a little bit, because taking a step back from sort of social media and things, because the OCD in me, as I've mentioned before, has meant that I felt compelled to respond to every single message that's been posted. And as you can imagine, I'm part of something like 12 to 15 groups, and if there's multiple people responding on every one of these groups, that's a lot of writing. For instance, yesterday it took me, by the time I went through all of my Instagram and all of that, I was looking at more than 4.5 hours. I spent 2 to 3 hours earlier on replying to people, and that's without me even touching the emails yet. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to sort of disappearing offline for a while and focusing then purely on the book and the content of the book. It's been some lovely messages from people. It's been really nice. Even if I was to just get one of the lovely messages that I get, it would make all of this so worth it. But the fact that there's so many nice messages coming in, and liking the idea of having this platform to be able to sort of share their experience and share how dystonia affects them, having these nice messages from people that are thankful for that it's great and very humbling. And what the project was all about really is the awareness. Yeah, the experience working on this, I worked on this project from probably, I think it was about end of February, March time. With regards to reaching out to people. Now, I started building the website and planning all of this for 2 months before I actually started reaching out to people. So the fact that there was this much input and this amount of people that wanted to be part of this project in the space of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, it's incredible. And I know that if I had had more time, I could have reached out to even more people. But originally I was looking at this project, Warriors of Dystonia, going on until October. That was how long I was going to keep this open till. But the input and the amount of people that were getting in touch was far more than I expected, and particularly with the with the COVID-19 virus spreading across the planet, I really didn't think that I would receive much more input on this project. But yeah, yeah, no, it's amazing. Um, it's been a funny week, this one. I went through about 2 to 3 weeks where I've been able to do my boxing training and running pretty much daily, um, right through till sort of the weekend. There, it's Wednesday right now. Um, so Monday is my rest day. So I wasn't intending on doing any exercise then, and I kind of thought, thank God, actually, when I got up Monday, because I just had no energy. However, yesterday morning I woke up and I don't know whether it was hay fever or what, but I just felt so lethargic, and my twitchy neck was, twitching more than ever, and my entire body was feeling pretty crap, to be honest. Very twitchy and taking a lot of energy to try and keep still and keep focused. So overall, exhausting. And then I got up today and I felt very similar, really. But I really pushed myself to make sure that I did my sort of boxing and I did my running, and I did it anyway. And I did feel great afterwards. But right now, I've got to be honest, I'm knackered. I'm so tired. And I don't know what's happening with this weather, for God's sake. I mean, seriously. It was lovely this morning. A nice sunrise, which wasn't actually forecast, but now rubbish. Yeah, I mean, and the other thing we keep doing is we keep reflecting. I mean, this time 2 years ago, I was in a villa with my brother, two of my brothers, and their partners, my wife and my girls. We were in a lovely villa. We had our own pool. It was amazing. Miss my family, to be honest. It's been a long time now. I mean, I did manage to get a visit to my parents and saw my brother in February there. I went to see Baby Metal in Cardiff, heavy metal concert, which was great. And I have got another concert. I'm planning to fly to Wales in December to see Nightwish, but I don't really know what the situation is with concerts and that now. I've seen a couple have been cancelled over the past couple of weeks, so God knows. So, yeah. Interesting. I can imagine that it's going to be when they finally do sort of allow flights back to Wales from Belfast. It's going to be even more stringent conditions and things to get through. I hate security at the best of times. Had an awful experience in February, actually, as I was going through the scanner, and they told me to raise my hands and keep my head still. Well, as anyone knows that has got dystonia, if you've got cervical dystonia, it gets flared up if you're uncomfortable and stressed, and going through airport security and going through all of that process is a scary and not frustrating, but just stressful situation. And I raised my arms and tried to stand still. My fucking head was going crazy, and it was another reason why I knew then that I had to do this project, because I knew that if I tried to explain to the security guard, who very just rudely asked me to come out of the machine and raise my arm so they could use the hand scanner, and I knew that if I said to him I had dystonia, there would be nothing. So I said, I'm really sorry about that, I got Parkinson's. And he just went, "Oh yeah, that'll explain why you couldn't keep your head still then." I was like, "You know what, fuck you, dickhead." You know, even even then he didn't show any sort of compassion or empathy or, okay, I understand or anything like that. So yeah. Right, I'm gonna crack on here. My wife is gonna be back soon. Start getting these kebabs ready, and let's see where the rest of the week takes us.